As I get everything set up, I guess you guys could just watch me for a minute. Alrighty, so today's topic is going to be a little bit of a combined between things on my mind and whatever you guys end up asking. I don't know what that is yet or not. Somebody just sent me a message. Well, some people always send me a message right when I go live. I don't know how some people know that. I'm speculating. But it seems like once I go live, I get a message from somebody. Um, Sorry, so I'm still trying to get everything kind of like going right this minute. So today is a interesting. Uh, hey, what's up? Florida. I like running out of Florida. It's kind of nice. All right. I promise I'm almost ready. Okay. Hello, everybody. I wish YouTube had a better setup when you're using the phone to go live. Because once you rotate the phone to portrait, you can't get the phone set up. And frankly, I should probably waited. I wasn't quite ready yet. Hey, Nathan. Uh, so I just got out of the doctor's appointment today. And I got a few things to kind of talk about real quick. Uh, I have not been to Florida in a while. If I do, it would be kind of fun to do a meet and greet. Although only like a few people would show up, I would think. I don't think there's that many people that watch me around U.S., but it could be interesting. So, uh, as I'm losing my mind, uh, I got a new series I'm going to be working on. Um, and I'm going to share it with you guys. I have not been. Uh, yeah, I know you will, Nathan. You were telling me that. So I'm going to be coming up with a new series. Hopefully, you guys would like it. It's called Let's Get Rich. It's maybe not the world's best name. I'll work on the naming. But honestly, um, things in my life had slowed down a little bit, and it's going to be time to start putting stuff together and start making money. So, what do I mean by that? Stock trading is going to be one of them. And I have a few other things up my sleeve that I'm going to be doing. I'm actually signing into my stock trade right now. I'm also doing cryptocurrency. I have been doing crypto. My crypto's not doing that good though. Um, but we're gonna start doing some of that, along with other things. I also need to get back to doing my eBay. My eBay, I was making roughly right around 2,000. But this is not going to be the intro to that new plan. I'm going to make its own video for that. If you guys would like to take a look, there's my stock trading. So I'm in Ford right now, and I am up $154. It just went up another dollar. So I'm not doing great on Ford, but Ford is a long hold. I'm planning on holding that one for a good minute, unless it tanks like it did not really all that long ago. But I'm going to be, yeah, Nathan, that's actually going to be something I'm going to be talking about here in a minute. But yeah, so going to be doing some stock trading videos. And my goal is to get above 25,000. Stock market literally just closed too. So aftermarket hours now. So I got a lot of stuff I want to try to do and start putting together, and I'm going to bring you guys along for that, of course. but I need to figure out where my finances are right now, and I need to, pool my money together in one spot. I need to get to the $25,000 mark. Again, that's going to be another whole series of videos, so I'm not going to waste the time on this one. I did say earlier that I did get out of a doctor's appointment, so I'm going to be getting a new truck. I don't know when, hopefully soon, and I'm going to have to get some better seats. That's a whole topic and a half, talking about how I injured my back. But long story short, I suffered a spinal cord injury, and the seats they've just been beating me up way too much. So I've been working with Swift about getting that issue resolved. So yeah, there's going to be a new truck here soon, and so yeah, 190-951. Somebody out there in Swift is going to be driving it here in the next couple weeks. Who knows? I'll be out of it here soon. So yeah, that's a thing. Of course, Dr. Pepper. Yeah, they're still not sponsoring me, but I'm still drinking the hell out of that soda. So the Helm thesis, I think that's how you'd say it, is down in the comment section. He's actually watching this video right now. So he just became a mentor. He still has some classes he has to do online, but he's going to be getting his mentorship. And he's one of the students that I trained, and he was actually on my YouTube channel back about a year ago. Maybe a little bit more than a year, something like that. I'm cheating. I'm trying to look in my things real quick to try to figure out how far back. Holy crap, I have a lot of videos. Excuse me, and that's the other thing. I need to delete some of my videos. I'm just going to clean them up. So if you haven't seen them, there's a good chance that they might be missing. I don't know. Yeah, I was thinking of somewhere in October, but you're quicker on it than I was. Anyway, yeah, so he was in some of my YouTube videos. So I believe he's going to be a great mentor. Some of my other students haven't kept up with me, so I don't know if they're doing mentoring or not. I know Dopey Duck was, but then he actually went to another company as an owner-operator. I hope the owner-op is working for him. I'm perfectly happy with being a company driver. That's actually a question I've been receiving a lot of. A lot of people think that I'm a owner-operator. I'm not. I'm actually a company driver. My long-time viewers will know that. But some of my newer ones, they might not know. Layla, what are you doing? Anyway, as my dog gets into something that she probably shouldn't be getting into. It's not anything dangerous. She's just... What is she doing? Oh, she's eating her food. It didn't sound like her food. It sounded like something else. So she's eating her food. So yeah, if you want to get on Nathan's truck or my truck, I can try to help. Maybe steer you towards him if he doesn't have a student. Right now, he doesn't have a student. So if you want to try to get on his truck or my truck, message me on Facebook, and I can try to help, coordinate that. But mind you, he is his own, mentor. He's going to be doing things his way, which could be a little bit different compared to the way I teach. But, it is what it is. I think he's going to be an excellent mentor, though. Unlike some of these other guys that we don't even need to talk about. And not just inside Swift. I want people to understand that. All trucking schools do the exact same thing. It doesn't matter what company you go to. It's the mentor or the trainer, whichever name you want to use, that matters. And every company has some crappy mentors. Trainers, whatever you want to call them. Swift is not the only one. But Swift, I think, has been trying to change that recently. That's my opinion, though. Personal opinion. Of course, I don't speak for Swifty. I don't know. But let's go back to training. So he's going to be going training, training, and then I'm probably going to. I'm hoping with the student I'm getting next, which is actually one of my YouTube subscribers. I think he was one of the ones that was saying that he'd be open to me recording all of it, every bit of his training. So if that's the case, there's going to be a lot of video content in truck driving training, and just all of that. So if that happens, that would be there on my channel, as well as my, get rich series. So there's going to be two possible series coming out here really soon. And I need to, I could have done that. I wasn't really thinking about it at the time. So I'm going to be doing those two. And then talking about that, I need to go through the videos I already have and kind of put them in a playlist. Just try to keep them organized, I guess. I don't know. It seems like that might be a good thing to do. I don't. Oh, curiosity kills the cat. Anyone out there be interested in doing thumbnails for me for my YouTube channel? Because I really don't like doing thumbnails. I kind of suck at it. But yeah, if you're interested in doing some thumbnail work, let me know. Just hit me up on Facebook here, or my email. Hey Spencer, if I pay you, where are you gonna pay me for watching my video content? Since my video content's so awesome. That's a joke. You start Swift Academy in Phoenix next month. Well, there might be a very good chance that I might be out in Phoenix when I go to get my new truck. So anyone who's out in Phoenix, I'll let you guys know where I'm headed to get the new truck. So I'll let you guys know, Yeah, he might be able to train with you. Just depending on if I have a student or not. Who knows? The drink of Texas. I just think that's kind of funny. What? There's a period of time where Dr. Pepper was actually running short in Texas. That's like crazy to me. So, this is Layla. I've had a lot of questions of people asking me, how is Layla doing? So, Layla is doing all right. She does have cancer. I have taken her to the vet. I've had a few people asking me that personally. I'm still pulling Walmart. And so she's doing all right. She has a few tumors that are starting to grow, and she's having some bladder control issues. It's going to be a very sad day, but I think she still has quite some time with me. And she's still eating, drinking. She's running around. She's not doing bad, I guess. I don't know. But she is 14 years old now. 13, 14. I've lost track. I did a video on her when I was talking about how long I've had her. I had a few questions about that. But I've had her since she was only a few days old. Less than a week. I don't remember. She was 3-4 days. Something like that, though. The mother had rejected the litter. And my mom took care of one. That one was named Lexi. And then this one was named Layla. And this is the one I was bottle feeding and pooped and everything. So when she opened her eyes, I was her mommy, I was her daddy, I was her everything. She was supposed to be a family dog. She chose not. So uh, she just wouldn't leave my side and would go bonkers if I left her. So she became known as my dog. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Damn. She's just sitting here at my feet. So everyone who's been with me knows one thing about my dog. She has a major foot fetish. Like, major. It's kind of funny. Yes, I'm still pulling Walmart trailers. I see that you asked that again. I actually will be going down to the valley, um, like Mission, McAllen. I don't remember which towns though. At 04 tomorrow. So I guess I got today off. Um, so yeah, uh, I think that will be a meat and produce. Might be dry. If it's dry, it'd probably be ready later on tonight. I might pull it tonight. I don't know. I'll call up later and find out where it's at. Uh, do you guys have anything you guys like to ask? That's what these live messages are. I mean, live messages, live videos are kind of about. They're just kind of me talking, and then you guys ask some really awesome questions down below. Also, it's really cheap content for me. Makes it easy for you guys to answer some good questions like this one. Advice for the first year OTR. Be ready for anything. One of the biggest things that mentors don't talk about, and I honestly think a lot of drivers out there, steering wheel holders, don't do. Carry a couple gallons of water, jugs of water, because when you're crisscrossing the U.S., you're going to be going through deserts. You're going to be going through mountaintops and valleys and everywhere where there might not be water. Or maybe you splash something in your eye. If you have a couple gallons of water, you could flush your eye out. If you need to wash your hands, you could wash your hands. If you come up on a severe accident and you need some water to wash out a wound on somebody or put out a fire, on top of your fire extinguisher. Just so many different things. Water is useful, okay? So highly recommend you carry 3 to 4 gallons of water during the winter time. During the summer, maybe carry 4 to 5, okay? Just carry a little bit more. And rotate those gallons around. So when you use it, replace it with a fresh one and use an older one. So that way you're rotating that around. And then inside the truck, I would have 1 drinking water, which would be an unopened gallon of water. And then at most truck stops, you can get water on the at the fuel bay, right? So you could fill up the other gallon of rinse water. I wouldn't drink it. Probably could if you had to, but you could use that water to rinse your pots, pans, plates, your hands, your feet, maybe you rinse off your face, whatever. Water, okay, very useful. Yeah, like Freddie said, the first year is kind of long. So in your first year, definitely don't give up, even though you may want to. After the first year, it's not as bad. Your first winter is going to be fun and interesting. I'll actually will have a whole series, not series, it's not going to be a series, in training though. I have this whole topic I do about winter driving. Honestly, in the 3 years I've been with Swift, and I was OTR, mind you, okay? I went through 2 winters not in Texas. I've never thrown chains on my truck. I put them on my on the chain rack, and that's about it. I don't chain my truck. I've never chained my truck. Unless you're gonna specialize in that kind of driving, don't do it. Um, and I'm not gonna make this a whole winter driving video, but I'm gonna have a video up kind of like that here sooner or later, before we get into winter. Yeah. Well, it's what month is it now? It's October now. You should have a video like that now. I guess. Well, I'm always behind the 8 ball. So, accidents. If they're not your fault or your fault, they're still going to be on your record, but they're going to be labeled as your fault or not your fault. Okay? Now, you can be in an accident. I was in one accident where I was driving, and then I was in an accident that I was not driving. Okay? So let's talk about the one where I was driving. I was sitting parked at a red light. I'm parked at a red light. And I have a trailer. Big blue truck. Okay? It was in my KW. At a red light. And I had this guy drive up on the passenger side and drive into my trailer. Said he didn't see me. I don't know what he didn't see with a big blue truck with a big old Walmart trailer that says Walmart, but he said he didn't see me. Now that guy was really super freaking cool. He made sure that, because I actually had a student at the time, and I was like, yeah, we're probably going to get safety hold and not be able to drive. I was just talking to the student. I wasn't even talking to him. And the guy overheard this, and he was like, oh, no. You shouldn't be put on a hold. Why not? I told him, because of an accident, so it has to do their little investigation thing. Anyway, he was like, look, what number do I need to call to make sure that I let them know that's completely my fault and you are not at fault at all? What? I'm like, that's really quite forward. So I gave him my email address, and he emailed me, and I gave that to Swift, and then he talked to Swift, and he told him, hey, he's definitely not at fault. It was my fault, blah, blah, blah. And that was the end of it. So yeah, if it's not your fault, it will be on your record, but it's going to be put on as not your fault. If it is your fault, well, you could find it a hard time to try to get a job sometimes, but there's always a company out there that will hire you. As Freddie just said, he just said that he knows he has a friend that just got hired on by Walmart, but he rolled a truck, and it's because somebody cut him off. So that's one of the benefits with Swift. I don't know what company that person was driving for, but with Swift, we have front-facing cameras. Okay, the rear-facing camera, actually, the newer trucks don't even have a rear-facing camera. It's only outward-facing, and it records all accidents. Okay, so if somebody cuts you off and they slam on their brakes, as I tell my students, do not slam on your brakes. You probably would thought I would have said slam on your brakes. No, you can't. You can't slam on your brakes. If somebody cuts you off and they slam on their brakes, you have to maintain safe control operation of your vehicle at all times. That does not mean slamming on your brakes. If you slam on your brakes to avoid having a car collide with you, that car hit you, they slammed on their brakes, driving erratically, and they caused the accident. But if you slam on your brakes and you hit somebody else, you are now responsible for that. So don't slam on your brakes. Now, I'm not saying don't slow down. Definitely slow down. And when that idiot's coming up on your driver's side and he's wanting to flick you off and like honk his horn and stuff at you, slow down. because then you know what, he's going to go in front of you and hopefully just keeps going. Doesn't try to cut you off, doesn't try to slam the brakes, don't try to do anything like that. So you're just better off allowing them idiots to just go. But if they want to get in front of me and they want to slam onto their brakes, I'm going to maintain safe control operation of my vehicle. I am not going to swerve. I'm not going to swerve to the right. I'm not going to swerve to the left. I'm not going to slam on my brakes either. So if they slam on the brakes to the point that my vehicle is not able to come to a safe controlled stop before their vehicle collides with mine, not mine collides with them, before they collide with me, they hit me, I'm sorry. I controlled my vehicle to the best of my ability and safely to prevent that accident. I can't prevent Karen, as Freddie just said, from slamming on her brakes. Oh, he didn't say Karen. I read that as Karen at first, just offhandedly. Well, Freddie, that driver is really lucky then that the trooper said non-preventable. Because without that camera, you know, cops, everybody really puts truck drivers on a really high, level, because we are professional drivers. We drive thousands upon thousands of miles a year. Not even a year, a couple thousand miles a week. And so we're professionals. And that's one of the things I try to explain to my students. I'm like, look, you got miles today, you have miles tomorrow, you have miles next week, you have miles next month. You're always going to have miles. Don't worry about if you can't drive an extra mile today, right? It happens. Drive safe. You know, there's so many different things. There's so many different things that can go into that. Spencer, I have not had a DOT inspection in probably 6 months, 7 months. Now I am just driving just Texas. When I was OTR, I might get pulled into the scale maybe once or twice a month. I mean, I would have to go into the scale more than that and just, get the green light and, keep going. I think I might have only been pulled in twice in a month. California being one of the most pickier states. So if you're going to California a lot, you will probably get DOT inspected a lot. Ooh, pulling propane bottles. Yeah, that could be very, very bad, especially in an accident. And then, yeah, just as Nathan said, there's sometimes, or the helm. And you can go months without ever getting pulled in or inspected. So it just varies. Now, Swift actually has a pretty good safety record, as many people want to say that they don't, but go ahead and Google it. You'll find out that's what it actually does. So if the company you're driving for has a good safety record, you're not going to get pulled in all that often. If you are working for a company that has a shitty safety record, you're going to get pulled in a lot. So due to the fact that Swift has a good record, doesn't have a lot of violations, and Swift has good insurance, good permit control, and everything else, DOT generally is going to let you go without looking too closely. And Swift also runs newer trucks. That helps. If you're running around in older trucks, they're more likely to be broken, so DOT might look a little closer. Part of the benefit of actually working for a company that has a good record is you don't have to deal with a lot of crap. Some scales across the U.S. are open a lot. That doesn't mean you're always going to get pulled in, though. It all depends. Um, so yeah, I believe all Swift trucks now are automatic. I don't think they have any manual trucks at all. So people like to call people that drive automatic steering wheel holders. I don't agree with that. I think that there's a difference between a steering wheel holder and a truck driver. A truck driver is somebody who actually knows what's going on, pays attention, and does their job well. Okay, if you're a steering wheel holder, you're not going to do any of those. Oh, excuse me, any of those things, and you're probably driving around with a bald tire on your truck and not giving a fuck. I see that all too often. I don't think driving an automatic versus a standard makes you a real truck driver. Okay, driving the standards is not really that difficult. Uh, Hell, I drive a 6 speed every day. That's my personal vehicle, and then I have an automatic work truck. Uh, I actually really like the automatics. If I have to drive my pickup truck for long distances, it really starts to hurt my back. And the automatic, I can sit back and relax. Um, my foot doesn't end up killing me, my leg doesn't end up killing me. I actually really like the automatics for that. If I pick up a new truck, personal, not work, personal, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with the automatics. The automatics, especially in the Dodge trucks, have come a long way. Uh, and I was actually looking at a Dodge truck not all that long ago. And that's going to be part of my, get rich thing. We're going to put some goals of what I need to try to do now to get to where I want to get to. And getting rich is everyone has their own opinion of what rich is, right? But that's going to be a whole topic in that, where we're going to break that down. Yeah, so if you're hauling a Walmart trailer, I found that DOT doesn't really mess with you all that much. Um, Now, the reason why I think that is Walmart pays a lot of taxes in a lot of places. Cities generally don't want to run Walmart out because if Walmart leaves their city, town, whatever, the town suffers. So, I found that if you look clean, your truck looks straight, your trailer looks straight, um, your weights are good, you're going to get bypassed. If you're overweight, your truck looks dirty, the trailer looks like a piece of shit, you're probably going to get scaled. Now, that's true with everything. So, even if you're not hauling Walmart, keep your truck clean, keep the trash out of your dash. That's one of the ways to always get pulled in. You have a lot of trash sitting up on your dash. Um, Keep your truck looking clean. Swift pays for the blue beacon, so go through blah, blah. Swift pays for blue beacon. Go through there, get your truck washed every other week, every week, whatever your driver manager wants you to do. Keep your truck looking good. Chances are you'll go through a lot less inspections. Keep your trailer looking nice too. So if your trailer looks real dirty and that DOT tape is dirty, get that trailer through a truck wash, get that DOT tape cleaned off. Because if there's dirt and grease and all kinds of stuff sitting on that DOT tape, there's a good chance you're going to get inspected because that cop is going to sit there and say, well, if you don't care about that tape and you don't care about how your trailer's looking and that tape is not clearly visible, not clearly visible, you could get inspected pretty quick. So if that trailer's really, really freaking dirty or your dash is really dirty, clean them off. If you got mud all over the truck or dirt all over the truck, get your truck clean. Swift pays for it. It's 100% free for you. Okay? And every time you get fuel, take your trash out. Okay? The trash is right there. So just keep your truck looking clean, and you're gonna have a lot less problems. I promise you. Yeah, the newer trucks, these newer automatics are really freaking nice. See you later, Nathan. Um, I'm definitely a big fan of these newer automatics. Um, the transmissions are fantastic. Uh, oh, I don't mind the questions at all. Yeah, I love the questions. That's part of the reason why I like to doing these live videos. It's for people to ask questions. I have like almost 400 something videos, and I actually have 440. I deleted quite a few. So, excuse me. So when I'm doing when I'm doing live, it's actually there for you guys to ask me questions. And yeah, I have 327 videos. I'm probably going to delete a few more. Uh, it is for you guys to ask questions, you know, about anything and everything. Okay, I don't mind it. That's why I'm here for. It's also the same thing when I was a student. Some students, they really don't want to wake me up, and I'm like, look, I'm paid for you to wake me up. So if you need to wake me up, wake me up. Now, you guys are my YouTube viewers. If you have my number, please don't wake me up. That's a part joke there. But yeah, no, I love the questions. So keep them rolling in. So Spencer asks, or will your first solo truck be crap, or will you get a new one? Swift actually will give you whatever they have available. So if they only have brand new ones there, guess what? You get a brand new truck. If they only have trucks that are 4 years old with a bunch of miles on them, well, then you're going to get a 4-year-old truck with a bunch of miles on it. It just depends. Now, when you first pick up the truck, pre-trip it. I also recommend rolling it through the mechanic shop and just asking them, hey, when was the last time you guys looked at it? Did you guys do a brake check? Did you measure them? What service did you guys recently do on it? What things were broken before you got it? So let's say, for instance, a brake chamber had to be changed, within the last 10,000, 20,000 some odd miles. That's not a bad thing to know, because it could let you know, hey, there was a problem with the brake chamber, and you might want to keep an eye on the one that's on the opposite side of that axle. Or let's say, a light. They had to change out a light, because the plug got melted or was broken or something like that. You might want to try to keep an eye on that, because that could let you know, hey, that light or that plug or that whatever it is could be a potential problem, and you just kind of keep an eye on that. They got all that information up there, so just kind of ask them, hey, what's the overall condition of this truck? Any recent repairs. Whenever I get a used truck, that's something I highly recommend. Now, the KW that I have now, I got it since it was brand new. So the mechanics didn't know anything about that truck. But when I got that truck, guess what? It was broken from day one. The truck broke right after I got it. And I had to put it in the shop. So the truck had maybe, I think, 800 something miles on. I don't remember. And I went 10 miles from the DC, from the terminal in Phoenix, over to First Thursday, which is right there by 75 5th Street, I think it is. Anyway, and the truck was broke. So even if you get a brand new truck, it can still be broken. You just don't know it yet. So always asking or trying to get the idea of the vehicle. It's not bad. So Freddie, yes, Swift does pay for college while you're working for Swift. Now, it's a online college, so it's not a college you actually go to. I actually looked into it a little bit. because I would like to try to get my accounting degree for my own business and personal use. But I haven't actually went that far to try to do that. But yes, Swift does have a contract program deal set up through a college for you to get a degree in a wide variety of career paths that could benefit you with another company outside of truck driving, or even still with Swift as your truck driver and upgrade to a office employee. Now, I highly recommend that if you don't know what you're going to do, to take those classes, get a degree in other areas, because the self-driving trucks are happening. I still think they're going to be about 10 years away. So if you're 20, 30, or 21 years old and you're just now getting your license, I would highly recommend that you would look into getting that college degree and future proofing yourself from a downturn in trucking jobs. Okay. When all that will happen, I still believe it's several years away, 10, maybe 15 years, but you need to plan ahead. And my planning ahead is actually starting up my own company again. So that's going to be in my Get Rich, Get Money series. So don't need to talk about it here. But yes, Swift does have a college program. Utilize it. I should be utilizing it, but I'm not. Yeah, Spencer, there's some trainers that are just really kind of terrible. They're only in it for the money, or that's really any mentor trainer in the trucking industry. It's one of the problems in the trucking industry. My personal opinion, this is not Swift's or Sierra England or UPS, FedEx, or any other trucking company you want to say. This is just purely my opinion. I believe in every single company. You got some really top A trainers, and then you have some really shitty trainers. And of course, every company out there is trying to hire good trainers that will teach their, the new drivers what they need. I know this because I've had several companies, I'll say, it's like 3 of them, that have reached out to me and were trying to hire me from Swift due to my YouTube channel. I have 2 of those companies. No, one of those companies said that any of my students that drive and put me on their paperwork saying that I was trained, that they were trained by me, they will have a job instantly. Now, I'm not going to say what company that is. And then there's the other 2 companies were saying that they really like my training method and blah, 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 blah. So, Freddie, the college tuition paying thing is 100% paid by Swift. So you actually don't owe them anything, and it's 100% true. Definitely, if you go with Swift, utilize that feature. Very good. I don't want to, I'll just leave it at that. It's very good. Highly recommend that. And I got 8 viewers. My viewers have been going up and down. I'm actually kind of surprised. Sometimes my my live videos kind of fall flat, and then sometimes I get some awesome questions and great content. Today, I think hopefully today's live video is not too boring. Smart ass. Actually, I'm gonna tell you guys a funny joke here in a second. I think all Swift schools are about the same, in the sense that all trucking schools across the country are the exact same. They're only going to teach you the absolute bare minimum for you to get your license. Now, at some Swiss schools, some of them teach a little bit more, some teach a little bit less. It all depends, but it is what it is. We are not allowed to carry concealed. I actually have my concealed carry permit. I can actually carry a firearm legally in the state of Texas. Here's the problem. If I'm carrying my sidearm and they send me to New York, guess what? I can't go to New York at all because my sidearm carries 16 rounds of ammunition. In Florida, in New York, that's considered a felony. In California, that's considered a felony. Even though that I had a background check, I have my fingerprints with the FBI, I'm trained, I'm licensed to carry in my state. Trump was talking about doing a universal carry, where if you had your concealed carry permit, you can carry it in all states. Unfortunately, he has not done that. That was one of the things I really hoped that he was going to push. But there's things you can do to protect yourself while you're out on the road, okay? And I'm going to quickly brush on some of those. But I'll actually make that its own video because it's actually pretty important. But when I was OTR, I cooked on my truck. So I carried a 8-inch chef knife. Chef knife, not a weapon. So even though it was 8 inches, it was legal in every single state because it was not a weapon. It was a chef knife for cooking. I guarantee you though, you went to get on my truck and that 8-inch chef knife, yeah, it's not a weapon. It's a chef knife. And it was meant for cooking. So another thing that when I was OTR that I like to carry on my truck was wasp spray. You know, it would shoot about 30 some odd feet, 30, 40 feet. And, you know, it killed wasps on contact. It's not pepper spray. It's not a weapon. Definitely not a weapon. It's wasp spray. And I'm highly true. This is true. You could ask my doctor. If you know my doctor's name, that'd be kind of scary though. But I'm highly allergic to wasps. So I carry wasp spray because if you're picking up a trailer that's in a field at some customer, I don't know why it's always insulation companies. Insulation companies like to keep trailers in the field by where every single wasp wants to build its nest on the trailer. So I carried wasp spray for that reason. Again, if you try to get into my truck, if you weren't getting acquainted with my chef knife, you're probably going to be getting acquainted with wasp spray. And if wasp spray can kill a wasp quickly, like instantly, I'm pretty sure it's not good for your eyes either. So there's that. Yes, I'm doing regional. I'm doing Walmart, so I go from Temple to everywhere else in Texas and then back to Temple. It's actually kind of boring. I go to the same places all the time. I kind of miss OTR. Another thing you can have that could be used as protection is a tire thumper, okay, or a small hammer. It's not a weapon. It is used so you can check the air pressure in your 18 tires, okay? But that can readily be available for you to use in other means. So it is not a weapon and is 100% perfectly legal for you to carry. I don't like the Maglite flashlights. They don't throw that much light. Now, I have in the description of this video right here, I just looked. I have a Amazon link, which if you click on my Amazon links and buy something on Amazon, I do make money on it, okay? And if you need to buy something on Amazon, please click on one of my links and then buy whatever you want to buy. and I get a little bit of money for it. So that helps support my channel. I appreciate that. But the flashlight that I use, you can see the link in the description, is a all metal construction aluminum flashlight. It's smaller than a mag light, but it's very easy for me to put it in my pocket, carry around, whatever, and it's super freaking bright. If I shine in your eye, you ain't seeing who I am, okay? All you're gonna think is that there's a train in front of you and you're about to get ran over by a train. It's a bright ass freaking light. So yeah, definitely recommend to carry a really, really high quality flashlight. The one I have in the description is the one that I use every day. And I mean every day. And it's a freaking awesome flashlight. And it has multiple colors. It's just check it out, okay? And it's actually very, very reasonably priced, I believe. So, Spencer, that's a yes and no, okay? So sometimes you're driving every day and you're short on time and your load has to go from point A to point B like now. And then other times you'll get a load that you have a lot of extra time that you can actually stop and do things. Okay, so it's both. Okay, sometimes you don't have the time, sometimes you have all the time in the world. There's sometimes where I would have a load that would give me an extra 3 days to get there. So I would have plenty of time to get there, do what I need. Todd, I don't use either of them. I actually just simply use the Qualcomm. But if I had to pick between the Garmin or the Rand McNally, I probably would have to say Garmin. I have used Garmin personal GPSs a ton, and I like the layout of the Garmins. I've owned TomToms before. I've owned many other GPSs, but I'm a Garmin user. I prefer them. I actually owned a Rand McNally, and I gave it away to somebody on my YouTube channel. I didn't like it. I just flat out use the computer that Swift gives me, the Qualcomm. The Qualcomm has navigation on it. Is it the world's best navigation? No, it has problems every now and then, but you know what? It doesn't bother me that much. And the few times where my GPS completely fails on the truck, I just use my phone. I'll actually do kind of video kind of talking about that. But the main trick when you're OTR or dedicated or whatever, if you lose truck GPS, truck navigation, here's the biggest secret for you to figure out how to get somewhere. FM roads. FM stands for farm to market. Farm to market roads, 9 times out of 10, is a truck route. So you could go down a farm to market road or FM road 9 times out of 10 without a problem. The next one, all federal highway systems. So the major federal highway system that we all know and love are all truck routes, okay? A truck has to be able to navigate a federal highway system. Now, I think there's only like one instance somewhere you can't. And then 9 times out of 10, a state highway is a truck route. So if you lose truck GPS, you can use Trucker Path to look to see if there's a low bridge clearance, because Trucker Path has a low bridge clearance setting. So you could actually see there's low bridge clearance somewhere. And then between federal, state, and FM roads, you could pretty much get anywhere you want. No problem. So I never really cared to have a truck GPS. The Qualcomm was more than sufficient for me. You know, here's the thing: when you hit Cabbage Hill or really any of those big mountaintops, you should never have to use your service brakes. Engine brake only. I will have a video, hopefully with this next coming student, doing my whole training on that. But I can go down any mountain you want me to, fully loaded, and I will never touch my service brakes. I'll never hit the brake pedal, ever. You don't need to. Nathan is no longer in here. He was my student, and he knows exactly what I'm talking about. You don't need that. Yeah, Freddie, you kind of get what you pay for. I think if you buy the cheaper one, or the Rand McNally or the Garmin, they're both going to be kind of crappy. But I don't know. I owned a Rand McNally. It was like a $400, $500 GPS, and I didn't like it. So I gave it away to somebody. Yes, I've been to Canada, but not with Swift. That was on a personal deal. And Swift does send you to Canada. They got all the permits and everything that you would need to go to Canada. So all you need to have is your passport, because you do have to have your passport to go into Canada. Now, with Canada, you can get the passport ID card, and you don't need the book. But honestly, if you're going to get your passport ID, just go ahead and get the book as well, because it's only a little bit more. And then that way, if you want to go on vacation and go overseas, you can use the passport book, because the ID, or the hard copy of the passport, looks kind of like a driver's license, is only good for you to go to a country by driving: Canada or Mexico. You cannot use that to board an airplane. You have to actually have a passport book to board an airplane. I had both. Talking about vacation, I'm actually planning on going overseas next year. I'm stuck between either going to Germany or Ireland. So any of my viewers from overseas, if you're from Ireland or Germany, hit me up. Could be fun to see people from over there. And then if you are one of my YouTube subscribers, if you want to, when I post when I'm going over, if I might allow a few people to tag along with me if you guys want to go over there and shit the shit with me. Because going to another country and exploring another country is definitely a lot more fun if you're not going by yourself. And at this point, I'll be going by myself. So that definitely could become a thing. I gotta grab a water real quick. I'll be right back. Anyone else need water? Let me know. All right, if you needed a water, sorry, you're too late. I'm already back. How old am I? Well, I am 31 years old. I was born in 1989, the very end of the 80s. And I've been doing truck driving now, coming up on 3 years. So I guess we'll do a quick little backstory on me, since I don't see any other really good questions. Oh, that reminds me. I want to tell you guys a funny thing. I'll tell you this funny thing real quick before I give you my backstory. There's only 8 people watching this right now. And if you're watching this after this video is posted, let me know. Oh, 9. So 9 of you guys are going to hear a really, really funny thing that I did when I was younger. How am I still alive? Oh, 10. Ooh, 10 of you guys are going to hear a really funny story. So how am I still alive? I don't know. Well, Texas is a really good state to go to. So I forgot how old I was. I think I was like 9, 10 years old. And my mama called me a smartass. Instead of me being intelligent, highly intelligent, understanding that I'm getting in trouble, and the best thing for me to do is shut up and take heed that my mother just called me a smartass, and know that I'm kind of pushing the buttons. I should behave. No, my dumb ass turns around and tells my mama, "Well, thank you for noticing how smart my ass is. Wait until you find out how smart the rest of me is." I got a whooping so damn hard. I still feel it today. Not really. That's a joke. But man, she did whoop my booty. Um, and she told me later she had to punish me quickly so that she could get me out of the room so she could laugh her ass off, because she was losing it while trying to punish me for, one, being bad, two, for talking back. Um, I just didn't have much of a filter back then, so yeah. Uh, I think that story is really uh, hilarious. Exactly, Spencer. Kids these days don't understand what a real punishment is. Okay, I see some of these kids. I'm like, oh my god, I can't be on the internet. Or my mom took my phone away. I'm like, bitch. One, I didn't have a phone for her to take away, but she would take my skin. Now that's a real punishment. Oh man. Uh, but I don't even remotely see any of that as child abuse. Yeah, some of these kids nowadays, I mean, hell, I think you look at them wrong, they might be like, "Oh my God, child abuse! You looked at me funny." Anyway, that's just a funny story. My mom doesn't think it's too funny. I think it's hilarious. Uh, but here's what's sad. I still didn't learn my lesson. I still talked back to her every now and then. And it's just because I would find something funny, or I would say something without thinking about it. And so, yeah. Anyway, so now that we got the funny thing out, and there's only 6 of y'all left, so I guess 3 of you guys didn't like the joke, or the funny thing. I don't know which part of that you didn't like, but whatever. 6 of y'all still here, actually. Yeah, whatever. So quick life story. Oh, my mama gave a lot of shits. A lot of them. But no shit. Yeah, all my mama had to do was give me that stink eye, and I knew what that meant. I still didn't listen. I was a hardhead back then. I was a good kid. I was just a little hard-headed. But so quick life story. So I was uh, I could do them a little later on. I just got on to kill a little bit of time. Uh, well, whenever I got in trouble, I actually downright deserved it. So completely deserved it. Anyway, so a little bit of a life story. So I was actually homeschooled from 6th grade. I never went to 6th grade. I think 5th grade was actually like, fuck, what grade? It was either 5th or 6th. I don't remember now. But I was actually taken out of school, elementary. I didn't go through middle school or high school, and I was homeschooled. Through my homeschool, or through my teen years, I actually started up one company doing landscape, uh, where it was more than just mowing yards. I did pools, I did brickwork, concrete work, all kinds of things. And if somebody was like, "Hey, can you do this?" and I was like, "I have no idea what you just want me to do, but you know what? I have YouTube and Google." So I'd actually go to I'll tell them, yeah, let me get back to you. And then I'll go to the house and I'll learn how to do it, study, figure it out. And my father also did construction. And so I would ask him and he would help me periodically. So I actually learned how to do a lot of things by just doing it. I actually got really good at doing concrete work too. Um, I did like a lot of concrete, steps, like a little patio extensions, grill pads, things like that. So not like huge concrete jobs, just little like backyard concrete projects. Um, I think the biggest one was like 1,500 pounds of, 2,000 pounds of concrete. I think I would have to do the math. It was like 15 bags. And wait, I think the bags were what, 50 pounds? Anyway, doesn't matter. Old stuff. And I only got four of you guys, so I guess I scared the rest of you guys off. So I did that, and then I actually sold that because I got bored with it. And then I was also doing a lot with computers too. If you Google my name, you will see how much I did with computers. I was actually a computer programmer back when I was like 14, 15 years old. Did a lot with Ubuntu. I was a programmer for them. I did that just for the hell of it. So after I got done doing that, I got bored with computers. And I got bored of doing the landscaping. And then when I turned 18, I actually went and did heavy construction with my father. Some of the best things I remember was actually working with my father and seeing a different side of my father. Really loved that. If you guys want me to talk about that and some of those things, I'll do that in a different video. I'm losing viewers. Uh, so uh, I did heavy construction for a little bit. And then, yeah, there's a thing over in they analyze where I could actually see the amount of people that have the bell notifications turned on. I believe it's underneath audience. Yeah. So my subscribers who have all notifications turned on is 23.8%, which is 1.9 thousand viewers. And then the subscribers who uh, turned on all notifications for videos is 14.4. So that's like another 1.2. So yeah, some people hit the bell, some people don't. But yeah, but I'm glad you're enjoying it and you're learning a lot. So I worked with my father for a couple years. It was like a year or two. And then I got laid up and I ended up working a few small jobs just out of boredom. I did repo work. I did security. I was level 3 security, which means that I was licensed to carry a sidearm and an AR-15 and a 12 gauge shotgun in the state of Texas. Um, so I had to get some firearm training, yada, 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 and pass a marksmanship capability, which basically means that so many feet away with a shotgun, I can hit something and not hit other things around. And with an AR-15, same thing. So many feet away, I have to be accurate to a certain degree and not hit anything that I didn't want to hit. Along with safety and yada 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 yada. You don't need to know all that. But yeah, got my level 3 just for the hell of it. It was a couple $100 to do that. Awesome. Another person to click the bell. So yeah, I carried an AR-15 and sidearm in a line of work doing security on the shitty side of Dallas. So that was fun. I was like 20. I was like 19, 20 something years old. Something like that. Fuck, I don't know. I think I was 20, 21, 20. I don't fucking remember. It was right around the time that I was starting up my own company too, which was totally by accident, by the way. And then I also worked at another job where I was fired by the manager, but was rehired again by the owner. But then I quit, but then they brought me back, and then I quit again, and I went home, and they called me the next day to see if I was going to show up to work with a different manager. I don't know how I was supposed to tell them no, I quit, because I had effectively quit twice. Um, I just never showed up. That's actually a really funny story. If you guys want all the detail on that, just let me know. I'll probably do a video on it because it's about like a 10-20 minute story. But I did that, and then I did some other things. I was doing a little bit more repo, but I was taking in computers and I was fixing them, doing board level repairs and you know a virus, fixing hardware, just different things just for the hell of it. Um, and that actually ended up making more and more and more money. And then I had a bunch of equipment that wasn't either fixable, wasn't resellable, or whatever. And then I found somebody who's like, "Oh yeah, they'll buy it." I'm like, "Wait, you will buy this shit?" So I ended up starting a recycling company. And you can type my name on Google and find my company called Easy Recycle, EASY Recycle. It actually became a pretty large company that did international trade with U.S., of course, U.S., but Canada and the U.K. I did a little bit in Mexico, but mostly the U.K. and Canada. That was actually a lot of fun. I kind of like to get back into doing recycling, computers, technology. I love that. It was a lot of fun. And then, oh yeah, I forgot to say, when I was younger, I did a lot of farm work where I actually learned how to drive trucks. That's actually how I learned how to drive. And then when I was doing construction, I had to move equipment on the yard. So, I learned how to drive a wide variety of heavy construction equipment, trucks on the yard moving flatbeds and all kinds of stuff. And that's how I know how to drive. And then when I started the recycling company, I ended up having to get a large flatbed. Actually, at one point, I owned like 10 trailers, 8 or 10 trailers, including 2 semi-trailers. Now, the semi-trailers, I'd move around with my pickup truck every now and then. Now, when I was moving them with my pickup truck, it was only for short distances. I didn't like really drive down the road with them. It was more or less just moving around on the property, or from one side to the other side of my parking lot that I was renting. I had a big old warehouse. Uh, so yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then from there, I actually started a car lot company, which is where I was using the flatbed more, hauling some of my cars around the DFW area and back and forth my car lot. And then in 2014, I suffered a spinal cord injury in my lower spine due to a event that occurred, which ended up going to a huge lawsuit. I ended up losing it. Kind of close to actually sharing the story on here. I don't know. I'm looking at. Anyway, let's just skip over that. It's actually really quite depressing. So, ended up couldn't work for like a year. I had to go through 5 operations on my lower spine. So, y'all, my spine really got fucking baked. Still to this day, my back will never be normal. It hurts a lot. But then I started working again back, it was like late 2015, 2016, somewhere in there. Um, and that was around the time that my dad was diagnosed with cancer. And then I was trying to deal with that. I was doing repo work, repoing trucks, trailers, cars, and everything in between. Motorcycles and boats and RVs, it's just all kinds of stuff. Um, yeah. Charles, Swift is having some people pay the fees depending on what state you're in. Some states they don't have you pay them. I don't know why, but I have noticed that in some states they're having the students pay for it, and in other states they're not. I guess Ohio is just one of the ones where they're just having people prepay it. I don't know. A good way for you to probably maybe try to get some of the money, just go on Craigslist and see if there's any day work that you can do. I know back when I had my company, I posted in on Craigslist for a lot of day work for various different jobs that would have pop up. And I paid fairly well for it. Anyway, so after my father had passed away, I had a really bad week in repo. I was ran over, shot at, chased down, and attacked, all in the same week. It was a really bad week in repo. And so I was like, you know what? Fuck that. So I quit doing repo work, and I went and I drove. I quit doing repo and I started doing just transport, auto transport. And then that's where I started getting my CDL. And I just went down to DMV and I took the written test and I passed it. And then I rented a truck for $600. Charles, yeah, it was worse than this show. 9 times out of 10, all repos end with no problems. Very rarely, there's a problem. Very rarely you have like a crazy thing that happens. Most of the times it's people come out of the house naked. You'd be surprised at how many people come out of their house naked when you're trying to take their car. It's a lot. Yeah, we could definitely shoot another one if you're in the area. So yeah, it was that was fun. Um, but yeah, after that week, I was like, you know what, I'm done with repo work. Got my CDL, and I went OTR with Swift. I actually had contacted every other company but Swift. Back then, I was actually against working for Swift because Swift's reputation. I think we all know about Swift's reputation. We all hear it. When I told everybody, oh, I was going to go work for a trucking company, they were all like, "Don't work for Swift. It's a crap company. It's this, it's this, it's this." And I actually listened to all that. And so I called every other company but Swift. And every other company that I talked to, they were all like, "Well, where did you get your license?" I was like, "Well, I got it myself." And they're like, "What school did you go to?" "None. I went and got it myself." And they're like, "Oh, well, you can't do that." What? And they wanted me to go through a school to get my license. I already had my license, but they want me to go through a school. I told them to basically that. Ended up calling Swift, and I was going to quit Swift in 3 months. The person that was recruiting me was like, "Stay for 6 months, you get a better job offer." In short, I'm like, what the hell? This is a weird phone call. And I was like, "So does that mean I'm hired?" And he's like, "Yeah, well, when can you show up to orientation?" I'm like, I literally was just talking to this guy for like maybe 5 minutes. So I went into Swift really having like this bad idea about Swift this, right? I'm like, oh, hell. Swift is going to be a really crappy company because they literally hire anybody with a blood pulse. They don't know crap about me. Whatever. I had this preconceived notion. So I went to Swift. The orientation was just a regular orientation. And, I had to go out with a mentor for 200 hours. My mentor was a character and a half. He taught backing the same way that they teach you in trucking school. Turn left to go right, or right to go left. That's not the way I train. I train completely different. Yeah, I think that's kind of stupid that some companies, I mean, people that do that, I don't care. I work for Swift, and if you want to look at my paychecks, I'm paid, I'm paid damn well per mile. It's not, I'm perfectly happy here at Swift. So, um, I went to Swift, went through the orientation, went through the 200 hours, and at first, I really kind of had like a bad outlook on Swift. I had gotten several trucks in a row that all sucked. They were terrible. Um, my first driver manager, I didn't like him at all. Him and me bumped heads all the time. But I eventually got a good working truck, and that's when I found out. Oh, I could get me a different driver manager. Sweet. So changed driver managers. When I changed driver managers, that was a big difference for me in my driving. I My career at Swift was massively different, and I actually really enjoyed it. My second driver manager that I had was awesome, and then that's also when I started working a lot for Walmart as well. So I was just kind of like doing my own thing, and I was making a lot of money. So at like the 6, 7, 8 months mark, somewhere in there, I started looking at other companies. I was like, okay, well, I did my time at Swift. Let me see what job offers I could have. Everybody was offering me less than what I was making at Swift, with no guarantees on miles, in an older truck. Why? So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay with Swift. Um, the pay was great. I had a newer truck, and I had miles. So I just never left. And over probably the first 3 months of me with Swift, I kind of realized that my attitude towards Swift was actually unwarranted. And I didn't really have an attitude towards Swift. It was like, yeah, I work for Swift, right? But a lot of people, they want rant on Swift or this or this or this. And here's my honest opinion. The name on the door doesn't make you a driver. Okay? You have to be willing to drive the miles, right? Swift has the miles, and they pay you well per mile. Swift, the name on the door doesn't make you a good driver and doesn't make you a bad driver. Only you make yourself a safe, good driver or a terrible driver. So the name on the door doesn't do anything. Okay. The only thing it does is every now and then I might be at a truck stop and somebody might want to talk shit to me. Okay. I'll pull out my pay stub, you pull out your pay stub, and let's compare checks. I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, they don't want to do that unless they're an owner operator. And then they want to sit there and say, well, I made $10,000 this month. I'm like, you made $10,000 this month? Well, how much went to that to truck payments and fuel? Well, here's my $10,000 this month as a company driver. And you should see their face. It's kind of funny. Yeah, that's happened. True story. He thought he was making so much money. He wasn't. Doing OTR versus dedicated, honestly, man, I'm telling you, OTR is the shit. I really like OTR. OTR, though, has some downsides. But doing dedicated trucking where you're home every day has some nice benefits. But honestly, just get into your vehicle and drive from your house to the store back and forth. Do that, I don't know, 30 times in a day, and do that 5 days a week. I'll guarantee you after 3 days you're tired of it. It's kind of what it feels like when you're doing dedicated, because you're going down the exact same road all the time. Now you're going a lot further, yeah. You're going across more ground, yeah. But you're still going down the exact same road. It gets quite tiring. With Walmart, I have to get into the back of the trailer like 2 to 3 times a day. Sometimes less, sometimes more. Um, but I just have to look at the pallets to make sure they're getting the right pallets off. I don't actually have to unload the trailer at all. Good question. When I was OTR, I think I only unloaded the trailer once, period. Um, so with Swift, you don't have to touch or go inside the trailers really at all. There's some accounts, like if you're doing Dollar Tree, I think it is, or no, Family Dollar. Same thing with Dollar General. You have to unload the truck yourself. I'm not doing that. Not with my bag. Not. I ain't doing that. Um, Black Spade. Um, I don't like talking about political. Um, because everybody's political viewpoints are different, and I think everyone's viewpoints are valid. Um, so I'm going to keep my political views to myself. Um, Spencer, I make more than 90,000 driving for Walmart through Swift. I make roughly about 120 to 110,000 a year. Now I'm not going to make that this year because I lost 3.5 months of work due to my foot injury. But yeah, with Swift, I make on average, on the low end, 8,000 a month. And that's if I'm being lazy. And I mean lazy. Um, if I'm working a little bit, I can make 10,000. If I want to work hard, I can make 13 to 14,000 in a month. So I make more than Walmart drivers. Now I am a mentor, so that's with me training somebody. But if I wanted to go solo, I could probably bring in by myself, no problem, 8,000, 9,000 a month solo. If I want to work my ass off. I don't. So not working my ass off, 7, 8,000, something like that. And that's after tax. So pre-tax, probably add another $300-400 a week. So 9,000, 10,000 gross, something like that. I don't know. My hobbies. Good question. So hobbies, I don't have too many because I work a lot. But I actually like to stock trade. That's something I found that I actually quite enjoy doing this year. So that's kind of new, but that's kind of work. But I see it kind of like a hobby-ish. It just makes money. I love numbers. I like computers, so I like to mess with computers, doing things with electronics, video making, video editing, recording. I did some stuff out in my garage. Nobody really liked to watch those videos, my garage videos, so I didn't really keep up with that. But I do quite a few different things in my garage just for fun. I like firearms a lot. There's a few of my videos that you guys have seen, quite a few of my firearms. Trust me, not even all of them. That's what's sad. I think you guys seen all but one of my rifles, but I have like 10 different handguns. Yeah. I have an AR-15, AR-10, a Remington 700, 12 gauge, a Mosin Nagant. I've have all kinds of firearms, and then don't really do comic books, but movies. I love everything except horror movies. I'm a big fan of funny movies. Yeah, funny movies. And then video games, I like to play Arma 3. I've been watching a lot of DayZ, and kind of thought about buying DayZ and kind of playing that. Um, I play AOE 2, Age of Empires 2. Uh, that I guess that would be considered a classic now. It's an old game, over 15 something years old now. But I actually think it's a hell of a fun game. Although I'm a slow player, I would really like to build out my towns and things like that. Computer. I haven't played Xbox in a while. Actually, I have a Xbox 360. No, it's Xbox One. No, fuck, I don't even know what Xbox I have. I haven't turned that bitch on in like 4 or 5 years. It's old. The weirdest thing I've ever seen at a truck stop. No lot lizards. I've had more homeless people knocking on my door giving me bullshit stories. I've never had a lot lizard. But the weirdest thing I've seen at a truck stop. I've seen everything from a dead person, um, to a naked person, a naked guy. I don't know what the story was, but he was just running across the parking lot. I don't know if he was homeless, a truck driver that somehow got kicked out of his truck, or what the story is on that. I just sat there and I just watched this guy run across the truck parking lot. Um, that's still funny. Um, Now the weirdest thing I've ever seen that was on a truck was probably when I got up out of my truck. It was in the during the day. I was driving during the night, and I got up, got out of the truck, and I took Layla out like I normally always do. And I was walking down the side of my trailer, and I really wasn't paying attention or looking. And the truck was kind of parked more on the passenger side than the driver's side. And so when I got to the back of the truck, there was a helicopter, motherfucking helicopter, sitting on a flatbed facing my truck. And I'm not in the Air Force or military or anything, but this thing was decked out for war. Um, I was like, wow, okay. That was very interesting to see. Um, I've seen the military tanks and like the Abram tanks and all that. That's, I don't want to say normal, but seeing a freaking TAC helicopter was kind of different. I've also seen an F-16 fighter jet that was missing its wings, sitting on top of a flatbed. The wings were, I don't remember if they were underneath it or behind it, but I thought it was freaking awesome. Um, and that one day had the nose pointing to the front of the truck. I still don't know why that helicopter was facing backwards, but it was backwards. Um, Other craziest thing, a truck on fire. Um, I don't know if that would be considered really crazy though, but it was interesting. It was different. And that's, I think, about it. One of the benefits of doing Walmart, with a student, I get to my stores and I get back to the DC pretty much every day. When I don't have a student, I sleep at the Walmarts most of the time because I don't have to try to find parking. I got parking. Uh, Here pretty soon, I think I'm actually gonna be getting off of here. I gotta wake up around midnight to go to work. Um, Although, like I said, I might see if my trailer's ready early, so that way I can get a head start. Uh, how long have I been live now? Hour and a half. Wow. All right, well, I think this is where I'm going to call it for today. Uh, yeah, kind of talked out. I'm going to be doing the get rich video. I don't know if I'm going to do that today. I got to get some sleep. But I will be doing that in the next day or two. I'm still trying to put all my notes down for that. Uh, but I need to start putting a plan together, and I'm going to do that as a series for you guys to kind of follow along. My YouTube channel is not about trucking; it is about me. As you see, my YouTube channel is my name, so it's not the Swift truck driver. So there's going to be some different video content coming out. Hopefully, you guys enjoy it. Hopefully, you guys like it. Um, and gives you guys some good ideas or things to do for yourself that's outside of trucking. Um, so yeah, keep an eye out for that. Let me know what you guys think as those series comes out. And then when I get this next student, I want to do a full training series on the way I train from beginning to end. So everyone that's out there who wants to learn how I do it, either so they can become a mentor themselves, or if you're going through trucking school, you can watch my videos before you go to school or whatever, and kind of learn a lot from those videos. So those are going to be the two major series I'm going to be doing, and kind of leave it at that. So thank you for watching. Comment, like, rate, and subscribe if you're watching this after this video is ended. Everyone that did come in here and watch me while I was live, thank you. I'll give you a big thumbs up. If you haven't given me a thumbs up yet, right down below here, should be like right here. Hit the little thumbs up or the thumbs down. If you didn't like my content, let me know down in the comment section. And that's the longest ending that I ever put to a video, I think. But thank you all. Have a good one. Have a good night. No. Yeah, cancel. No. Stop.